family. Happy Vlogmas to everyone. I know I'm late starting off, but it's better late than never. And so I decided I was going to come on and just share with y'all some Christmas stories out of Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's one of my favorite devotional books, and I hope it encourages you during this holiday season. And so hopefully y'all will just, get something out of this story. And the one I chose right now is called The Dollhouse. And The Dollhouse is by Amy Bender and the Colorado Master Stories. And also it's by Molly McRooney Wade. Okay. This is from her. It says, that's the thing with handmade items. They still have the person's mark on them. And when you hold them, you feel less alone. And that's by Amy Bender, the Color Master Stories. And this story again is by Molly Maroney Wade. And it says, it was Christmas Eve, and my mother had spent all day enclosed in the laundry room. Everyone in my family knew she was working on a special Christmas present for Molly. I had been banned from the basement for weeks. I was 9. More than anything, I wanted a 10-speed steering bike. As the youngest of 5 children, I rarely received new items. I was convinced that I was going to get a brand new bicycle this Christmas, the kind with curved handlebars. I was finally going to be cool. It didn't dawn on me that bicycles usually come assembled, that whatever my mother might be doing behind those closed doors for weeks and months on end couldn't possibly involve a bicycle. As all children do, I saw and heard only the pieces that would fit the story. I was telling myself, I am going to get a new bike. Would it be blue like my neighborhood friends? Maybe shiny and red like the one at the store. Or perhaps it would have a sparkle finish. I went to bed in my blue one-piece pajamas and lay awake most of the night with visions of wheelies dancing in my head. I woke up Christmas morning bursting with excitement. I bounded out of my bed, woke my older siblings, and even briefly considered the weather. How was I going to ride a bike through the Minnesota snow? I shrugged and yanked my boots out of the closet. When I reached the bottom stair, I stopped. I saw my father with his Polaroid camera aimed and readied. I felt everyone's eyes upon me in eager anticipation of my reaction. But as I searched and searched the living room, I saw no sign of a 10-speed bicycle or any bicycle at all. And then my gaze settled on the unwrapped gift placed under the Christmas tree with a giant red bow, a dollhouse. A dollhouse. In an instant, I understood there was no bike, no shiny vehicle with which I would speed down Pinehurst Avenue. I would need to backpedal on my confidence assertions that I was receiving a brand new bike this year. My dreams of keeping up with my siblings in their neighborhood exploits and adventures sank, as did my heart. I fought back tears. Blessedly, I was able to fringe happiness and gratitude. The Polaroid photo from that morning shows me looking thrilled. A tomboy by nature, I was slow to warm to the dollhouse, but eventually I did. My friend and I spent lots of time in craft stores, tapping our imaginations in our mother's wallet to indulge our creativity. I wrote stories about the dolls. My friend rearranged the furniture. Our mother sewed miniature drapes, Davenport coverings, and bedspreads. Quarantine 2020. My daughter is too grown up for the dollhouse. Now, today was a day to brush off the dust, wipe it down, and store it away for future grandchildren. I lifted the heavy front cover off the dollhouse and inhaled my heart. There on the inside was my mom. The painstaking detail, the cross-stitched doll-sized towels, the needlepoint wall hangings, the framed face of me at 9 years old in a doll's bedroom. the Lilliputian-sized cereal boxes and nobles and cans of vegetables, the piano with tiny sheet music of the real pieces that I once played, the shingles on the rooftop, each one glued on meticulously. My mother has spent hours, weeks, and months creating something this special for her youngest child, the one who usually got the hand me downs. This was a gift of her soul, one that was opened in 1980, but not fully unwrapped until 2020. And this story is by Molly Maroney Wade. Isn't that a wonderful story? I mean, that she was expecting that bike. She was hoping that she would get a bike that year. But instead, her mother gave her something, a dollhouse that would last with her forever. For the love, the hours that she put into that dollhouse, all the intricate details that she put into that dollhouse, all the spending up late hours she put into that dollhouse, and she just knew that her mother, just the love of her mother and having that dollhouse reminded her of the sacrifice that her mother made. And even putting her picture in there when she was little, like a miniature picture of her, it just showed how much her mom cared and loved her and wanted her to have this dollhouse. And so as she grew up, she's passed the dollhouse not to her daughter but to her grandkids. And then that dollhouse will be on, going on and on into generations in memory of her mother. And so it's just like we never know whose lives we touch. And we always got to be appreciative of the gift we get, because when somebody gives you a gift, it comes from the heart. And so you got to hold on to it and cherish that gift. And you might be able to pass it on from generation to generation, and memories of the love that was put into that gift, the love that was put into baking those cookies, the love that was put into making that dollhouse or making that beautiful Christmas card. So you never know. You just got to be thankful for the gifts that you receive. So that's my story today from Molly Maroney Wade, Chicken Soup for the Soul, and it's called The Dollhouse. And so I hope you guys enjoyed that story, and happy Vlogmas to all of you. God bless.